Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to talk about my journey with acne, how it started, what I did to fix it, and how I recovered. I thought about making this video for a long time, even way before I started a YouTube channel, because when my acne was really bad, I would spend so much time on YouTube trying to find videos of people who had acne and what they did to make it better, and just really anything to give me hope. So when my face finally cleared up, I thought that it was something that I would want to do for other people, because some of those videos really did help me in my journey, and if I could help anyone not have acne, that would literally be so incredible. Because if you've had acne, you know it is debilitating, and I think people might think that's dramatic to say, but it really is. Like, it's your face, it's the first thing people notice about you, it's the first thing you notice about yourself when you look in the mirror. And when it's covered in acne, especially if it's painful acne, it's just honestly really traumatizing. So I didn't have bad acne growing up. I didn't have acne when I was a teenager, really, aside from like a spot here or there. It wasn't really anything major. My acne started when I had just turned 24 back in 2020. As far as what I think triggered my acne, there are several things that I've narrowed it down to. One, I went through some extremely traumatic and stressful events. And if you know much about skin and you've looked into it very much, the things that stress does to your body can drastically affect your hormones and your face. Two, hormones. I quit birth control in 2020, and that also can massively affect how your skin reacts because of the hormones that you're taking in birth control. Getting off of it can also make your skin go crazy. I didn't have any problems with acne on birth control. My face didn't really change from not being on birth control to getting on it. Once I got off, that's when things really went crazy. Also, I was taking melatonin every night to help me sleep, and melatonin is a hormone. I didn't know that. I don't know if most people know that, but I had no idea. So I was taking melatonin for a long time. I wasn't taking a super high dose, but 2 milligrams or something like that. I think probably up to 5 milligrams. And then also I was having to wear a mask sometimes because it was in 2020. Work was requiring it at one point. You have a perfect storm of stress, hormone fluctuation, a supplement that messes with your hormones, and then also wearing a mask on top of makeup and like all the bacteria and germs that brought on. So my acne, I'll describe it. I'll also put pictures in the video, but my acne was very cystic and very painful. It wasn't like topical, easy to pop pimples. These were like deep underground cystic acne, and it started on my chin really bad. That is where I had my first breakouts, was on my chin. I just felt like my chin was one big cyst. It was so painful, so excruciating. I had no idea what it was at the time because, like I said, I hadn't had acne. So this thing just out of the blue was happening on my chin. And at the time I was popping pimples, which I'll talk about later why you shouldn't, but I was popping pimples. And so I would like mess with this thing on my chin. I was trying everything on it, couldn't get anything to work. And then it started to spread, and this happened over the course of like a few months. So my acne journey as a whole, where my face was really bad, was probably like nearly 2 years that I fought through acne. It gradually started to spread along my jawline and my neck really bad, like right here on my jaw, on my chin. So this whole area of my face was very painful. They were like really hard bumps and very red, very inflamed. And even when I didn't touch them, it was like my face was aching. It just hurt so bad. It was coverable with makeup, but like I stopped going out of the house without makeup, period. I couldn't do it. I felt so embarrassed. Plus, because of the other stressful things in my life, I was already feeling self-conscious, and then I was having this horrible breakout on my face as an adult. It's one thing to have acne as a teenager. Everybody kind of expects it. It's kind of like a normal rite of passage. Having acne as an adult and trying to go to professional work meetings and like interviews and talk with people and feeling like my face was just covered in acne was the worst thing. And there's so many stigmas about acne, like it's because of hygiene or how you take care of your face, how you take care of your skin. No one was more hygienic than me. Like I was overly hygienic probably, which is a real thing. You can clean your face too much to the point where you overproduce oils, but it was nothing to do with hygiene. It was truly just all those other factors that I listed in the beginning. But you know, people don't know that about you. All they see is your face covered in acne. I was so self-conscious, and it got worse before it got better. So as it spread from my chin to my neck to my jaw, it started to creep up my cheeks. And I don't know if you can see, I still have some, I have makeup on right now, but I still have some scars on my face because the cheek acne was so bad. And again, it was the same type of cystic, really hard, painful bumps. I got to the point where I was skipping events or staying home from church or random things like that because I felt so self-conscious about my face. And I would put on a full face of makeup to go to the gym. I could not function. It felt so embarrassing, so humiliated, and I was trying everything. Like every product on the market. I was watching so many videos. I was constantly searching on Pinterest, looking at face maps, looking at different types of hormone treatments, looking at different types of videos of people with different skin types, trying to figure out what in the world was wrong with my face and why this started as an adult. I don't think it's necessarily helpful to talk about all the things that didn't clear my face because those things may very well work for someone else. So I don't really want to drag like any skincare companies. I will now talk about what I did that helped my face get better. This protocol, by the way, there's some things in here that sound very bizarre, and I understand that, but I didn't want to leave anything out. I wanted to share everything that helped my face. And if the bizarre protocols that are in here are at your disposal, like it's a resource that's available to you, or you can figure out a way to do it, or you can just ignore it and use other parts of the protocol. I'm just listing my whole protocol just because I wanted to be very honest. And it's kind of hard when you've tried so many things to narrow down like what the exact thing was that fixed your face. I don't think I could like nail it down to one specific thing because I was doing so many things at one time. But I finally got into a rhythm with this specific protocol where everything seemed to be working together to heal my face. Also, ultimately, I prayed for my skin so much. I really asked the Lord to heal my skin, and I don't believe I healed my skin on my own because so many products did not work for me. Like I eventually believe like the Lord either helped me find the right products or he, helped them work on my skin and, correct the things that were wrong in my body because it was so bad and nothing was working. So just wanted to say that ultimately I praise the Lord for healing my skin. The first part of my protocol that really helped was doing Penoxal. I had been using Penoxal because I've heard a lot of great things about it, but then I watched this girl's video and I wish I knew her name honestly because I think this was a game changer for me. It was some girl on YouTube, but she said put the Penoxal on dry skin and leave it on as a mask. So instead of putting your Penoxal on wet and just scrubbing it in and wiping it right off, put it on and leave it on for like 15 minutes. Put it on dry skin, obviously clean. So I would just kind of wash my face off, dry it, and then I would do a really thick layer of the Penoxal on my skin, leave it for 15 minutes, and then I would wash it off, and I would use like a Clarisonic type brush to wash it off, which I think is key. I think the Clarisonic scrubbing brush is really good for acne prone or someone who's struggling with acne. And Penoxal, the active ingredient in Penoxal, I think is benzoyl peroxide. I used other benzoyl peroxide products that did not work. I really think it was using it as a mask that was the game changer. So that was step one of my protocol. So I would do the Penoxal in the morning and at night when my skin was really bad. unfortunately. And it's kind of high maintenance and it bleaches your stuff, so you have to be really careful with it. But yeah, when my acne was at its peak badness, I would do it twice a day, morning and night. I also use the ordinary AHA BHA serum. Well, I guess it's not a serum, it's like a mask, but it's like a very thin mask. And I would do that once a day, and I would use it for longer than it says on the bottle, but I would start with the directions the bottle says because my skin like adjusted to it, so then I could do it like more frequently for longer periods of time. But this mask I also think was an absolute game changer. My skin really reacts really well to AHA BHA serum combined with the Penoxal. I really started to see some improvements in my face. If you hear one thing in this video that you do, please listen to this. Do not pick or pop. I know. It's disgusting and you feel gross and you feel dirty, and people will argue with me who don't understand and haven't had acne like I had. And there's different types of acne. There is acne that I think, you know, you can kind of pop and move on and it's fine. Cystic, deep acne, you cannot pop. It makes it worse. And I truly believe it makes it spread. And I've read things that when you pop, you push bacteria back into your skin. And I saw this happen. I would pop a bump on my chin and my jaw, and the next day I would wake up with another one, like in, you know, right near where the one I just popped was. It is so bad for you. I know it's so hard to resist, especially if you're like out in public and things like that. Try to resist with everything you can. Seriously. This was a game changer for me. When I finally stopped picking, it was kind of like the recurring pimples stopped happening because I stopped the reintroducing of the bacteria. And I know it's really hard when it does have like, you know, kind of a whitehead on it, not to pop. One thing that I would do is I would get a rag under hot water to where the hot water was like so hot it felt like it was nearly burning me, and I would hold the hot rag. I would hold the hot rag on the blemish for like a few seconds and then just kind of like rub at it and see if it would like pop on its own. And then if you do get it to the point where it pops on its own, dry the area and then use a mighty patch. I think they're called Hydrocol patches, and you put that over the bump and then leave it on overnight. Or now I think they even have ones that are like stars and cute stickers. So if you can wear them in public, or you know, where you work from home or something, like wear them out in public or wear them at night. I also swear by Hydrocol patches. Those, I don't think I'm saying that right, but they work so well. And now if I have like a bump that is like a small like surface poppable one, a lot of times back in the day when I would pop those, they would pop and then the next day I would wake up and it would be like re-inflamed again. But if you pop it and then you put a Hydrocol patch on, it like sucks all the gunk out. I'm like hating these disgusting terms that I'm using, but I don't know how to say this stuff in a pretty way because it's just bad. So the Hydrocol patches are amazing, and they do help even for cystic acne if you can get those ones to the place where they kind of pop. So next is, oh, I forgot. I actually have I think a bump on my cheek right now, which again, if you know, you know, if you had acne and you get a bump, it is like straight up trauma and PTSD. But thankfully now I get a bump. I do get a bump here and there, but using this protocol clears it up literally within a day. So next, and this is the weirdest one that I will talk about. I had to clear some space on my memory card. So I'm back. Okay, Kangan water. This is a type of alkaline water making machine, and my mom has one. And you can get water that's at a pH level of 2.5. It nearly smells like bleach. I know, this sounds so weird, trust me, I know. But there's like websites, Facebook groups of people who have Kangan water. If you're truly desperate, I really think this helps because the 2.5 is so acidic that it kills bacteria. And a lot of times, bacteria is part of the whole acne inflammation process. What I would do is I would put the 2.5 water on like little cotton rounds, and I would hold it to my face for like 5 minutes. I know this sounds insane. I would hold them to my face in 5 minutes on the really affected areas, and then I would, put on my other serums or whatever for the night. It dried up my acne so good. Like, it really, really worked. So if it's at your disposal, if you can find it on Facebook or from a group or something like that, I really recommend trying it. Okay, colloidal silver. This is also one that's antibacterial. Again, I'm not so sure if the colloidal silver was a big game changer, but I did it. So I would do the Kangan water at night, and then I would follow it up with colloidal silver, which is very healing. And I would put it on topically, not orally, because you can also take it orally, but I was putting it on topically to try to, again, help with the bacteria. Okay, another thing is finding a truly clean moisturizer. So many moisturizers on the market that are for acne-prone skin or are clean are not clean. Like, you need to find a moisturizer that is organic, that doesn't have phenoxyethanol or propylene glycol or fragrance or any of the skin irritating things that most moisturizers have if you're acne prone. Moisturizers actually have irritants in them that inflame your skin and either make you like overproduce oils, which creates more acne, or they're just like very irritating to the skin and not actually good for you. So find a moisturizer that is actually clean, not fake clean. Pharmacy is one that I've used. I've also used like Acure. I've also used beef tallow. I love beef tallow. That's probably literally as clean as you can get. Make sure your moisturizer is clean that you're using. Next is red light therapy. So I got a red light machine at some point in my acne journey. I can't remember how long I was using it for, but I also really think this helped dry out the acne and make my skin healthier. They are really expensive, and you want to make sure you get a good one. Unfortunately, a lot of them emit EMFs, if that's like something you're concerned about. I would just make sure you research and get a really good one. A lot of the cheap ones that are like red light masks are not good. Mine was like legit red light. That really, really worked, really helped, and it's super good for your skin. Also, if you can go in the sun for small amounts of time, you don't want to go in the sun and get burned. That also helped dry out my skin really good. So any chance I had to get in the sun and just get my face in the sun, I would do that, or if I couldn't, then I would use the red light. Next, and this is obviously very complicated, is hormones. Probably if you have horrible, painful cystic acne, you do need to take a look at your hormones. I did hormone testing with a doctor who is like a functional holistic doctor, but also is an MD, and he tested my hormones for an extended period of time because they have to test it like over several weeks to see how your hormones fluctuate during your full cycle. I did it for a couple months to really get a good picture of where my hormones were at. So if you have this type of acne, you really need to look at your hormones, and if you can get your hormones tested, it's the best thing you can do, because if you just start researching stuff on Google, like how do I fix my hormones, you can't fix your hormones. I mean, I'm not gonna say can't, but it's really hard to fix your hormones if you don't know what's actually wrong, because you can be really high in estrogen and really low in testosterone. Or in my case, I was testosterone dominant and my progesterone and estrogen were really low. And so there's so many different things, so many different ways your hormones can be out of whack. And if you just start taking supplements and buying random things that people recommend, it could really work for them, but your hormones are so different that it could or could not work for you. And you can waste so much money trying to buy all these different supplements to fix your hormones, when in reality, like, if you don't know what you're trying to fix, it's very hard to fix. So if possible, if you've been struggling with acne for a really long time and you have the resources to get your hormones tested, I so highly recommend doing that, so you can tackle it in the right way and you can buy the right supplements, change your diet in the right way. Okay, so I'm going to list off some things that are kind of like no-brainers, but, honorable mentions that I feel like I should say. It's so important for your skin that you get a good amount of sleep. I'm talking 8 hours. If you're sleeping like 5 hours, that is so hard on your hormones and it's going to drastically affect your skin. Along with that is water. Make sure you're drinking good quality water, so either purified or electrolyte rich or spring water. Good quality water. There's like so many people that say like drink a gallon. Some people say like a certain percentage of your body weight. I'm not going to say a certain number because, again, people weigh different amounts. Like we all have different needs. Some people say you can overhydrate and like flush out all your minerals. So I would just look up, like, for your body weight, what amount of water you should be drinking and target that. Next is I change my pillowcase really frequently. And I know there's like pillowcases out there that are antimicrobial and they have like silver in them and stuff like that. I never tried any of those. I just got a clean pillowcase every night. So change your pillowcase as frequently as possible. If you need to go buy like 10 pillowcases so you can change it like every night or every other night, I really think it's worth it to help, because you're putting, especially if it's on your cheeks and your jaw, you're putting that area directly on a pillowcase that's full of bacteria from, you know, your face and your breathing and all of that. Next is being careful with your hair products. This one, again, is kind of like a no-brainer, but like if you're spraying hairspray, really try to like shield the areas that have acne on them, and try to protect your skin as much as possible from the products that you use in your hair. Also, makeup. I know it's hard to find clean makeup, but your makeup could be impacting your acne. And it's like this toxic cycle where people are like, don't wear makeup because it makes your acne worse, but your acne is so bad that you don't want to go in public without the makeup. So just try to find a really good clean makeup. I recommend the brand Crunchy. I've been using it for nearly a year now. It is a really good clean makeup brand that's actually clean. It's not super overpriced, and it gives good coverage. I tried one, the brand Array Perez, and I liked it, but because my acne was so bad at the time, I felt like the coverage was not good enough, and I felt like my acne just came through. So now I would probably be more comfortable using Array Perez, but I'm still using the Crunchy because it's just what I've had and what I've been rebuying. But I would look into either of those. If you want like fuller coverage, go with Crunchy. If you want like a light coverage, go with the Array Perez. Okay, now that I have talked about all the things that you can do to fix your acne, oh, I feel like I could cry. All the memories are flooding back to me of what it felt like to have acne, that I'm talking about this protocol that I literally spent hours trying to figure out how to fix my acne, how to feel better, how to look better, and it dominated my life for quite a while. I would say like it was at its peak worst, you know, for months. I was in a really, really bad place with my acne. It was all I could think about, consume my conversations. I felt like I had to acknowledge it to other people so they knew that I knew it was bad. I don't know. It's just like this whole weird thing that happens in your mind when you have acne. Do not let your acne control your life. As much as possible, do the things you can do within your power to try to fix, but do not keep yourself from going out in public and going to events and spending time with people because of your skin. I really regret how much I let my acne control my mood and what I did and didn't do. Your skin and your face is just a part of you, and I know it's so hard because, like I said earlier, it's the first thing people see. Like, it is so hard to have this part of your body in your life feel so out of your control. And I felt misrepresented. Like, I felt like people would see my acne and judge me based on my acne. And I wanted to say, I'm not my acne. Like, I'm a normal, nice, cool person. Like, I'm not dirty. I'm not weird. You know, like, I gave myself all this judgment for my acne. Do not judge yourself. Do what you can to make it better. Yes, like, I'm a huge supporter of that because having healthy skin and healing your hormones is super duper important. But do not judge yourself. Do not shut yourself in a hole because you're self-conscious about your skin. People understand, people get it. And the people who don't, honestly, if they would judge you for your skin, like, you probably don't want them in your life anyways. I hope this video helps. I don't know if anybody will see this. I have hardly any subscribers at all, which is totally fine. But I think this protocol is very helpful, and I think it could help someone because I did try so many of the things that are out there, and this did finally end up working for me. I'm sure there's probably somebody else that it could work for too. So if you do see this video, I really, really hope this helps you on your acne journey. And just remember, your acne does not define you, and stop judging yourself for the way that your skin looks. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Come back next time for whatever I'm talking about next time. I feel like YouTube always says that you need a niche, and I don't have a niche. My niche is life, and life is my niche. So who knows what I'll be talking about next time, but if you like this video, like and subscribe and come back for my next video.